So here's why I think the Pheonix Suns are going to be the NBA champions at the end of the 2021-2022 NBA season. Honestly, it's really nothing much for me to say. I've been watching this team pretty much for the last 15 plus-ish years, and this has been the best I have ever seen the Suns play basketball. We are top 3 in defensive rating, top 3 in offensive rating, top 3 in net rating. Statistically across the board, we are one of the best teams, if not, and I think the best team in the NBA. Our record speaks to it, but I'll get into a little bit of the specifics as to why I think exactly there's really no one I'm afraid of in a 7-game series. Number one, our biggest problem in the finals last year was our inside presence. Outside of DeAndre Ayton, we had a lot of injuries to our big men, and so we had to play a lot of small ball in the playoffs. Didn't really work against us. Didn't really work for us in the finals, and I think we have fixed that problem off rip from the off season by signing someone like JaVale McGee. We also were able to find a gem out of nowhere in Bismack Biyombo, signed him to a 10-day contract, and now he's officially with the team. So we definitely have immediately fixed our number one problem from the finals last year, which was our inside presence. That affected our rebounding, that affected the way we were able to control our defense, because Ayton or the center position is really the focus or focal point of where we play, on how we play our defense. So that's one of the biggest problems we fixed in the offseason. Another problem we had was our guard play. Outside of Devin Booker, we really didn't have a true pure shooting guard to back up that position. So a lot of times we had to just fill in the rest of the offense from whoever was hot that night or whoever was able to give us more. We signed Landry Shamet in the offseason. Personally, it hasn't been the best signing. It hasn't worked out overall, but at the end of the day, he is someone who is going to regress to the mean, which is a three-point shooter who is not going to be a negative on defense. And that's exactly what you need for your backup shooting guard, who is going to ensure that you have great guard play in the defensive backcourt, but also decent offensive backcourt play. And that's really the only deficits we had on that team. DeAndre Ayton has been playing like an all-star, save for the injuries this year. He's honestly top 3 center in the league. He is the anchor of our defense. He's grown every year. Like I said, we're top 3 defensive rating, and I think that has been the most important key as to why we're a good team, because the way we score our points, we're not really a high-flying offense. We don't really get out in transition much. We abuse the mid-range game because honestly, the way the NBA is now, there's a lot of post defense and there's a lot of perimeter defense. But when you have the 2 best mid-range guards in the game on your team, you're able to abuse one of the biggest holes in NBA defenses today, which is that mid-range defense. And that is the best shot you can get for Devin Booker and Chris Paul. So once you run into a team that can create problems for those two to generate their offense, we're still a reliable 3-point shooting team. You have persons like Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, who is top 3 in 3-point percentage in the league right now. So we're still able to attack you in a variety of ways. And like I said, top 3 center in the league. DeAndre Ayton has an amazing finish around the rim. He's beginning to get more dominant, more forceful, but he has, since his days at the University of Arizona, had one of the best soft touches for a big man in the league I've seen for years. So there's really not a lot of ways you can attack us defensively and our offensive output will fall off. We are guards at the mid-range. We can attack you at the 3-point level, and our inside presence with DeAndre Ayton and now JaVale McGee and Bismack Biyombo is really difficult from an NBA defense to really work against, because we are so good at all 3 levels on the court offensively. And like I said, we're still a top defensive team. And once we can hold our opponents to a certain number, we really don't need to score 130, 140 points each game. So that's why I think, honestly, we're the best team. We're going to win. I don't see anyone who can provide a serious matchup problem for us across the board in a 7-game series. So, I'm going to talk to y'all in June. Definitely going to be shouting y'all out FaceTime from the championship parade in Phoenix. Get ready.